going into my basketball. Every time I rock, man, this is how we rap and raw. Peace to my man, now we got the camera out. Every time I spit it, cross over the...
All right, hello everybody. This is Josh, also known as Yashu, and you're tuning into episode 26 of the TLOY Talks podcast. Today we have a returning guest here back on the platform. I interviewed him last year, back in like February, March, and all that. And we have Emma right now.
Hello,
Welcome back, man.
guys. How are you guys? How's everyone?
Most definitely, man. How are you doing today, man?
Good, bro. How are you?
I'm alright, man. So for people who don't know, MA is like a rising rapper and artist, like in the Toronto area, who's worked with like a lot of artists like Hunted Buck and Titus King and all that. Has like a lot of dope singles, and you should like definitely tap in, and you could check out that last interview back in March as well too, like back on the YouTube channel. So, all right, man.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, most definitely. So, how's life been since like the last interview?
Holy, bro. Since the last time we linked up
Yeah.
around what, like March last year?
Yeah.
March last year, bro. Honestly, things have been so different. It's been just like more grinding, bro. I hit studio that year. I hit it on May. I hit an 8 hour with Foreign Wave. We recorded a whole lot of records.
Yeah.
And then I recorded another couple tracks with a couple of my friends. I have a track coming up with Suevo Baby. I have another track coming up with Sifo again. I have another track coming up with Hunted Buck again. We're actually shooting a video across Canada from Vancouver to Toronto. He's gonna be flying over here in March or
Yeah.
April, and we're gonna do that video.
Yeah.
But honestly, since that time, man, it's just been like just grinding.
Yeah.
That's about it. Like
Yeah.
nothing else. Just dropping tracks here and there, but it's
Yeah.
mostly been just trying to improve my sound. I don't. It's quality over quantity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean too. Like I've seen you like connected like all the way through. Like we talked way before like the interview started. Well, like the podcast started, and like we talked about you like linking with these pages and all that, and like you like getting into like studio time and all that, and just progressively like working and all that. And I've seen that so far with the singles. I've seen that so far with like everything right now too. Like whenever like I'm on IG, like even like after that interview, like I was like checking the stories, and I've seen reposts by YG like from you and all that, like in terms of your posts like on his like projects and all that, and, like same with like all the other artists too. So I've seen you like tapped in and all that,
Yeah, no. I've been tapped in with like all these Toronto artists. I've been just posting all these guys. These guys repost. You know what I mean? It's an easy way to just get your name out, bro. You post them, they repost, and they check out your page here and there. You send them a quick text. Some of them reply, some of them don't.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to go like more like international. Like I've been just
Yeah.
like yo, fuck this whole Toronto thing. Like
Yeah.
I like the whole thing. I love the city. You know what I mean? I love tapping in with
Yeah.
the artists from our city. But with all the conflict and whatever, I would just
Yeah.
rather just tap in with another city and just
Yeah.
working with LA artists. I've been just working with like artists that are like more like going towards mainstream.
Yeah, no, most definitely. Now I've seen like a lot of like changes so far with other people like that. Like I've seen like, so basically I've also like interviewed some artists who are actually going on tour like in the States and all that. Like going to the US as well too, like going like even just doing a show, or just like even doing like networking
100%.
and all that, like or even like showcase too. That's gonna do like big numbers and all that too. And like there's like a lot of like showcase companies that usually have people like around that'll take you like all around to different cities, different areas. It depends on like how much you pay, like how much like you're tapped in with them and all that. Like if you have a source promoter, and just works out from there,
Yeah, no. I really want to do a show, bro. I've been trying to do a show. I was trying to do a show with, not gonna name, but I was trying to do a show with this group, and things didn't go the right way,
Yeah.
and some mistakes were said
Yeah.
from their side, and
Yeah.
shit got blamed on me for no reason, and these guys just fucked around and got off with it, and I didn't get my first show, but soon, very soon. I was thinking about doing something myself. Actually, I was trying to throw a whole like venue little show where I get like my group and like all these artists coming in from Vancouver. I have artists coming in from all these cities, from Montreal, just coming in to just do a big show of like, let's say about like 20, 25 just artists. Cheap tickets. Everyone can come. Everyone has fun. Everyone turns up. And I'm not trying to have some like terrible artists, but
Yeah.
some good artists,
Yeah,
some like
nah.
actually like talents, you know?
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, man. I know like Toronto right now, like they're sort of like improving with the shows here and there too, but everyone's just flocking to like Vancouver and like all these other places too. And like in some cases too, it's good because like you connect with like different markets, different audiences, and all that. Like French and I think some other guy too, like Burna Bands and like Bundog. I think they were like in Vancouver like just like a while back when they opened up for YK Osiris and all that. So in some cities, like those markets are also like very good as well too. Like as you mentioned, like Vancouver artists, like it's a dope city to work with a lot of like dope rising talents and all that, and just like even like hearing their sound too. Like if they rock with it, like they rock with it either way. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yo, shout out all the Vancouver artists. Yo, these guys put in so much
yeah,
work, man. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie to you. These guys go hard, bro.
yeah,
Shout out all
true.
the Persian guys in Vancouver too. Those guys go super
Yeah,
hard.
no, most definitely. Have you been to like Vancouver like
Nah, I
recently?
really want to go.
Oh,
I
true,
really
true.
want to go. I've been
Yeah,
really wanting to go lately.
yeah,
Yo, the girls there too are crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. The
yeah.
girls in Vancouver, whoa, they're
Yeah,
just
yeah. Nah, most definitely. And I mean, like, there are some downsides too. Like, if the like feds like know all the type of stuff too, or the police. Like, I know recently Casper like talked about this like on IG that he couldn't really do shows in like Edmonton or like Winnipeg or something like that too
yeah. They
because
keep canceling his shows.
yeah,
He keeps on trying to do shows,
yeah,
bro. I remember like 2017, me,
yeah,
bro. If Casper was doing a show, holy shit, I'll be going mad. Now hearing like Casper like actually like out and like trying to do shows, cause like
yeah,
I haven't been tapped in with Casper as much in the past
yeah,
like 2 years.
yeah,
Casper and K Money. K Money's coming out in like a couple weeks too.
yeah,
That's just crazy, bro.
yeah,
These guys were big impacts. Like
yeah,
when I grew up, these guys were like top shit. Like these
yeah,
guys ran the
yeah.
Toronto scene.
Yeah, most definitely. And I mean, Casper right now, like, I mean, he came home from jail, had like a Vlad TV interview and all that, did like some
Yeah.
songs. Like, I think he had like a harmonics song to a while back, and he's been going crazy than ever and all that. But I felt like they should have put him on like for Rolling Loud and all that, because I feel like everyone knows like a Casper song more than like anything else too, and like that even led to a question about like Rolling like when Rolling Loud came to Toronto, like when that like festival came here, like how did you feel about that?
When Rolling Loud was here,
Yeah.
bro, honestly, that shit was so sick, man. I didn't get the chance to go because I wanted my first like time being at Rolling Loud to like be up there.
Yeah,
I don't want to be there like turning up to these guys and
yeah,
stuff, whatever. And there's a bunch of these rappers like I don't
yeah,
even like know half these guys,
yeah,
bro. These guys aren't like, you know. I like the lineup. A lot of the
yeah,
lineup, like there was a lot of young artists, a lot of
yeah,
young talent that deserved to be there, and a lot of them were actually there, but I feel like there was still a lot of improvement that could have been made. Like a
yeah,
lot of those artists did not deserve a performance, like
yeah. No, I know
But
what you
like
mean.
there goes their like views thing and like
Yeah,
whatever, like like how they got to get like Ice Spice and shit up there, like
yeah,
fuck, like
yeah,
you know.
yeah. I mean, like there was some like highs and lows and all that. Like I know with the highs too, like
Did you
you
go
know,
to Rolling Loud?
like I've seen the stories and all that. I
Okay.
didn't like really tap in. Like, I'm thinking maybe like when they come up this year, maybe like I'll tap in and all that. But
Yeah.
from what I've noticed, like there was like some highs and some lows and all that. Like with the lows, it's like some of these artists too, like Chromas and like also like Mula and all that. Like it was just like a hit or miss and all that. And then I think some of the highs too were like people like Pangs and like Wasgang performing and all that. Like them performing all these songs. And people like knowing like the songs and like the reaction from it, like those are like amazing. And then I think like some people like getting turned down. Like I know Fabio was supposed to perform at Rolling Loud and then got turned down and all that. And like I think someone else too. I think like I swear Vezo like he didn't show up and like Volteca, but like that yeah that's it. But like when they incorporated like UK and like like also like international acts too, like that was also like a vibe as well.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah, no, for Rolling Loud in Toronto, the lineup was pretty good for the
yeah.
first time. It was pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, no, most definitely, man. So to speak more on your music, you released like Hundreds, Missing, Same Side, Young Star, and like Bugging just recently, and like you released those like after that interview and all that. So to explain more, what was like those inspirations and creative processes like?
Shit, yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. When we made Hunnits was like, Hunnits was like basically like what kind of like started everything, bro. Like when
Yeah,
I made Hunnits, that like lyric Hunnits come in and I had my dance
yeah,
move, like that shit just like everyone I meet, like they know
yeah,
that lyric, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
everyone
man.
I see that they know me, they're like, yo, Hunnits coming in, like
Yeah,
everyone knows that one.
yeah,
Fun fact, we were just in the school washroom, bro, and I was with my homie. We were just fucking just in the washroom, just fucking toke it, whatever, and I play him this beat and I'm just fucking like I show him my lyrics. I'm like, yo, I
Yeah.
was writing this shit down. He's like, yo, this shit's hard. Let me hop on it. I was like, bro, it's kind of a single, whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, fam, I'll fucking pay for the studio, whatever. Let's
Yeah.
just go, bro.
Yeah.
We went 2 days after, boom. On his coming in, I had my dance move, whatever that started.
Yeah.
Young Star and then but Young Star was just like it was like a statement, bro. I wanted everyone to know like what's happening, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like no hook, no nothing. It was just bars on bars on bars, you know, just switching flows, just switching vibes going off. And bugging, yo, I work with Sifo. Sifo is super hard. Honestly, one of the most like lyrical and very, very talented artists from Vancouver. Shout
Oh,
out
sure.
him.
Yeah, I know, most definitely. And like from what I've noticed lately too, like you're tapping into like Major Music and all that. Like Major Music, it's like one of the biggest like studios like in all of like Toronto and all that. I actually managed to do some stuff there just like a while back. Like like in the videography type stuff, where I had like one of my guys like who was kind of like making music at the time too, so I was doing like video work for him, and just like meeting the people who work there, like it was like pretty dope to see. So since you started like recording, what was like working with them like, and what was the experience, like interacting with like the people working there?
Yo, shout out Pop Chris, man. I met this engineer, Pop Chris,
Yeah,
at Major Music. Yo, this guy is the sauce god. Yo, we
yeah,
went to the studio. Honestly, I was telling him, I was like before we went to the studio, he was just smoking and shit. We were smoking and we were just talking. We were like, yo, we never went to a studio where we got what we wanted. You know,
yeah,
like we always go to studios and we get this like
yeah,
thing in return where it wasn't what I imagined in my head. And this guy takes me in the studio. He's like, "Yo, just tell me what you want." I was like, "I want this, this, this is this." He's like, "I hop in the booth." I hop in the booth. Boom, 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 boom. He starts doing his thing. Yo, shit was insane, man. I'm looking at my homies. Everyone's like, "Yo, what the fuck? Like, this guy's good. This guy, Major Music's. Yo,
yeah,
shout out Major Music.
yeah,
They know what they're doing. They
yeah,
know what they're doing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I went to plenty studios in the city.
yeah.
Major Music knows what they're doing.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And like since they have like a lot of like places like all over like in Vaughan and Scarborough, because one
Yeah,
that I went to,
it's really good, bro.
yeah,
Honestly, it's very
yeah,
convenient too.
yeah,
You
most
were saying
definitely. And like I went to like the one in Scarborough, and like what I've noticed is that like it's also like a connection throughout the way, because there's like a lot of like favoritism when it comes to certain studios and all that. Like if you go to one studio, they'll favor a certain group over the other and all that. When you go to
100%.
like another one, like they'll favor like a certain one over the other. Like with Major Music, everyone like can tap in, like record, like have no problem, all that.
Yeah,
Because like
well, obviously, you know what I mean? It's like going anywhere. You walk into a store, you look super rich, you'll get different
yeah,
treatment than if you look pretty broke, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So realistically, man, if studios do that, it's understandable, but also not fair at the same time because mans are paying the same money.
yeah,
You're getting the same money out of
yeah,
it. You're just returning work to a
yeah,
better artist. But I
yeah.
also understand it too.
Yeah, no,
But
most definitely. And like with like a lot of like engineers and producers and all that, like there are like a lot of good ones that do tend to help out like an artist like throughout the way too, and then there's others that take certain ones like for advantage and all that. So like like in some situations like that, how do you feel about like producers and engineers like not giving like stems to like artists nowadays, or like having like issues with artists like here and there and all that,
bro, I've never been in that situation. I'm gonna be honest with you. Me and my engineer and producer keep it real with each
Yeah,
other, bro.
yeah,
Honestly, like the way I'm doing my thing is like the guy that makes my beats. I use a lot of beats from like here and there,
yeah,
but the guy that makes my beats is one of my dogs, and like me and
yeah.
him just have everything sorted out.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And like in in like in that sense too, like what do you look for like in a good producer slash engineer and all that? Like
Consistency.
consistency.
Honestly, consistency. I need someone to repetitively just every week just be like boom, beat package, boom, beat package.
Yeah.
I just need beats. I know how to write, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
true,
I know
true.
how to think. I can write as much as you want. Just give me beats and I
Yeah.
can fucking do it.
Yeah, no,
You
most
know?
definitely, man. Nah, I know what you mean, man. Getting on to this next question right now, like, since we're dealing with like artists like in this platform and like everyone else too, have you ever managed to experience like the perks of fame? Like when you like blow up in that sense too, by any chance, based on like on your following and such, and if you have, like, did it like change for you like in a way?
Honestly, I haven't been able to experience it yet. Like realistically, I have a lot of people that come to me talking to me about music. Like people that I don't know, like they just come to me and they're like, "Yo, like good stuff, like whatever, you
Yeah.
know. I always have that shit going around. But honestly, man, like sometimes it just like I don't know. I feel like it gets annoying sometimes. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep it real with you.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just want to go somewhere and just like
Yeah.
just do my own thing, whatever. It gets annoying sometimes when like people just like repetitively do it.
Yeah.
But honestly, it I never cared about like fame. I like making music.
Oh, true, true.
I don't really give a fuck if like he fucks with it, he fucks with it, or
True,
they
true.
fuck with it. You know, I
Yeah.
fuck with it.
Yeah,
That's all that matters.
nah, I know what you mean because I know like with some people too, like like people like the way people would interact with you, like it'll be like very different too. Like let's say like before like when you wanted like when you had that inspiration of like wanting to rap and all that, and like tried like rapping for the first time too, and like people would never notice you like if you had those like aspirations before. And like now when they see you like make like a lot of like profit off of it, like getting this sort of like hype and fame and attention and all that, did people like treat you like differently like in that sense too, like as opposed to how they treated you like before in the past?
Bro, it could be like the simplest shit ever. Like stuff like let's say I just hit a studio
Yeah.
session, recorded a couple songs, just dropped a track,
Yeah.
and boom, like something happened. Like, oh, I remember. For example, like the time like NLE reposted my
Yeah.
shit. He reposted my freestyle
Yeah.
that I did on TikTok. And like simplest stuff. You go back to school, you talk to people, you realize it's different.
Yeah.
You go to your homies, you're like, yeah, it's different. Like everyone,
Yeah.
you realize it. You realize it.
Yeah.
You're like everyone's acting different, and you can't tell why. But realistically, if you think really hard, you understand. You're
Yeah.
like, yo, this just happened. Oh, this
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of fucks with my head because I'm like, yo, I'm not even like I don't I'm not famous, bro. You know what I mean? Like I'm not
Yeah.
at that point of my career where
Yeah.
people should be changing, and already this is
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
Now I understand where all these guys come
Yeah.
from. You know?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean because like I know in some situations too, like even like men and women, like women, like they'll adore you, like in that sense too. Like before, like some people won't give like attention and all that, but when they see you like being in those like realms and all that, like some like they'll speak like a little bit like different to you and all that. Like even men too, like even like some people who either weren't your friends or who were your friends, like the friends would probably be like jealous like a little bit too, like depending on the certain people, like in that sense too, or like even some of the men that you might not know too, like they might like adore you like a little bit as well too, just like hey, I'm not giving this guy attention before, but like now it's like, yo, I want to like chill with you, hang out with you, like all that type of stuff and all that. So like
Exactly. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, before all of this stuff happened, bro, like, you know, I wasn't like life wasn't the same way. Like maybe it's not like big changes where it's like, yo, I'm living a whole different lifestyle, but like my social life wasn't the same way. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Cause I'm not that old. I'm only 16. Like
yeah,
remember
yeah,
this, right? So when I was back in like fucking like middle school and shit, like I wasn't like popular, or like I didn't have like much friends. But now like I walked into high school, and then I got through all this shit, and I
yeah,
got to meet all these people, gain all this attention, and you know it all adds up
yeah,
eventually,
yeah,
right?
yeah, most
So
definitely.
like for me to like see this much change in my like basically my childhood, because I'm still a teenager. So it's insane. It's crazy to
Yeah,
me.
most definitely. I know like you probably would already say this, like I think you prefer like just like making music and like getting the respect than fame, but like in that sense too, would you rather be like famed than respected or respected than famed?
Honestly, the smart answer is fame than respected, but I would rather be respected,
Right.
because if you think about it, if you have fame, you could just gain a shit ton of money and just get respect. With fame comes respect, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? People respect you a different way when you walk in as a celebrity with 5 bodyguards, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So but I like to be respected, but I don't
uh,
care if everyone respects me, you
yeah.
know?
No,
Everyone has their own opinion.
yeah, no, I know what you mean because like when we talk about like fame versus respect too, like respect, like let's say in a situation with privacy and all that too, because like Eminem, like he talked about this like in his music that he couldn't even like use the washroom without like many people coming in, and like with like if you like go on TikTok, like the D'Amelios, like they do like the whole TikToks and stuff like that,
Mhm.
like people are always like around you, like no matter what and all, like people like want to interact with you, chill with you, they see you as like a product rather than like a human being and all that too. So like with respect, there's no like privacy is a form of respect and all that. Like when you respect someone's like privacy, like that's like it generalizes like how people like would interact with you and all that too. So in that sense too, like how I feel about it, like respect should be more better than fame and all that in that
Yeah.
sense too. But like not a lot of people can have like that luxury anymore, especially like if you make like certain form of content and all that, like with the D'Amelios doing like only being famous off dancing and all that.
Yeah,
So
but realistically, what does respect gain you? You know what I mean? If you think about it like that too, respect doesn't gain you anything. Respect just it's like a feeling, right?
yeah,
But fame gains you a lot of things. You
yeah,
could go places with fame. You could do
yeah,
a lot of things with
yeah.
fame.
Nah, most definitely. And then like in that same question too, rich than famous or just fame than being
No,
rich?
rich over famous, and
Yeah,
rich over anything, bro.
yeah,
I would rather just live on a long lost island over
yeah.
anything. Any lifestyle, I'll take that.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, most definitely. Like, I'm gonna like add this question before the other one too. But like, how do you feel about like social media nowadays? Like in regards to like TikTok, IG, Facebook, and all that.
Honestly, social media is okay. I like social media and I hate it, right?
Yeah,
So how I like it is like I like going on my phone when I'm bored and like seeing stuff and getting entertained by it, but I don't like waking up and looking at my phone and being entertained by it. So the difference is when you wake up in the phone and you look at your phone and you're like you see something. You see something like let's say negative,
yeah,
your whole day, whether you like it or not, you're gonna think about negative stuff if it's sad. And usually your these algorithms are built like that. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's meant to fuck your head up.
yeah,
So honestly, I love it because you get to put yourself out, you get to put a name out for
yeah,
yourself, you get to do a lot of things with it. It's very
yeah,
good, but if you use it correctly.
yeah,
Social media can be terrible. It can be the worst thing, but it could be also be the best thing.
yeah.
You know,
I know
just
what you mean
matters how
too.
you use it. Like everything,
Yeah.
you could be using like fucking water. If you drink a lot of water, you die.
Yeah, yeah, no, I know what you mean too, and I mean like as you said, like with the algorithms too, and all that, like it kind of like changes your perspective on like how you see like certain content and all that, like with YouTube, like it's mainly like a lot of like shit posting content, with like let's say like you go on YouTube just like randomly and all that, it's like in your feed, it's just gonna be like Andrew Tate, like Liver King, like gameplay mods and all that, like Aiden Ross, I Show Speed, like all that type of stuff and all
That's my
that.
whole TikTok for you page. There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
Just add a couple like fucking like big titty
yeah,
bitches there too, bro. That's about
yeah,
it. That's all you see your
yeah.
whole day.
And like it's like how people like get into it and all that, and like sometimes too it changes people too. So like even like when you type like a certain thing just like out of interest too, like it comes to your feed like 24/7 and all that too. Like with me, it's like I'll watch like long form podcasts and like other content as well too, with music, with other stuff too. So in like my feed, it's just gonna be that. But like if I refresh it or if I like log out like of the channel, like it's gonna be like a whole like different like feed as well too. Like especially with TikTok too. Like when you like check out Toronto stuff too, like even when you like it, it's just gonna be like Toronto based stuff or like Ottawa based stuff and all that. And like I'm seeing what's going on in the city in terms of like Caravana, in terms of like Kingston Fest, in terms of what's going on in the TDC and all that. It's like crazy nowadays.
Yeah, no. I always so the thing is, I like going on TikTok more over like Instagram
Yeah,
because like I don't like using Instagram at all. Instagram you can see like news and shit. You see
yeah,
like educational stuff. On
yeah,
TikTok you only see like dumb stuff of dumb people doing dumb things. Like
yeah,
I prefer that a lot more
yeah,
over Instagram because Instagram just I don't know the way it's built. It's like it gets me fucked up, bro. Like I see so much shit. I see
yeah,
I go from like I don't know, maybe I look at literally like Aiden Ross or I Show Speed, and then I
yeah,
scroll down and I see like
yeah,
I don't know, like mass murder. Fuck, like you know what I mean? Like it's
yeah,
like 8 in the morning. Leave me alone. I don't want
yeah,
to see this in the morning.
yeah,
So I just decide to not go on
yeah,
Instagram. Just stay off my
yeah,
phone. I go to school or
yeah,
do whatever, go to work,
yeah,
whatever I do, and then like later in the day I just go on my
yeah.
phone.
Nah, I know what you mean, man. But like in that sense too, how do you feel about like new content creators nowadays too, with Aiden, with I Show Speed, with like Andrew Tate? Because like a lot of those people like mentioned, they mainly fit within like the certain ranges of like younger people like tapping in
Mhm.
on all that. So have you noticed that effect of like people like tapping into I Show Speed and like Aiden and like Kai and like Andrew Tate and all that?
Yo, those guys, like all of them are like insane, like talents. They're very smart people, very like marketing geniuses.
Yeah,
All of them, Kai Cenat, all of them.
yeah,
Honestly, I really sit down and watch a lot of their streams,
yeah,
bro. Like real shit. Like I'd be sitting down just watching them,
yeah,
especially the ones with like Annalisa be so
yeah,
funny. Like they have all these rappers coming
yeah,
on. They're really creative. They're literally like marketing
yeah,
geniuses. They built this little
yeah,
platform themselves, doing this for like
yeah,
a year or two, and now they're like this.
yeah,
It's crazy. I like it. I like the whole idea. Honestly, Yo, and with the whole Andrew Tate thing, I'm not even gonna like talk on that because I'm not trying to get canceled, bro.
Yeah.
But yo, I love that guy. That guy's the voice.
Yeah, and I know what you mean too, because like with Speed and all that, like he's always like, you know, I've just like started watching it like a little bit too, like just like within the short form content. It's just like him like barking at random people and all that. Like he got famous on TikTok just recently with the whole like one dance song and all that, or like the one kiss song and like him like stomping on the stuff and all that. And you know, it's interesting to see like him being platformed at that level
Yeah,
too.
he with Speed, it's like I feel like his audience is a lot younger. I feel like his age like target market is about like maybe like guys from like boys like 10 to 13. But I would say like Aiden Ross and like especially Kai Cenat, his age range would be a lot older, between like let's say like 16 to 18. So I feel like because they don't do those like crazy shit like Speed, like he's a different character. And there's a
Yeah.
reason he's Speed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's a lot more like for like a lot younger age.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And as far as like this other question too, like I know like you're probably gonna have like a very good answer on this, but do you feel like making a way or like finding a way to make your music go viral like on TikTok is like a fair, creative, like effective, like marketing strategy, a proposal for artists to use, or would it like diminish like one's artistry in a sense?
Yo, honestly, the thing with TikTok, it's just all an algorithm. I was talking to you before and I was telling you it's all an algorithm, bro. If you figure out what blows up on TikTok, you can blow up. Like
Yeah.
that's literally the way like look, like Ice Spice, literally the best example I
Yeah.
can make. Knows how to have best target,
Yeah.
best marketing. She
Yeah.
knows what to do every single song. Every single song you see it on TikTok a billion times.
Yeah.
Why? Because that's what people want to hear.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta release something, some uptype beat. I don't know, maybe something like NLE. Those guys always pop up because they always have those ones that you can dance to and like do your little TikTok stuff too. So like TikTok is literally the way to blow up nowadays. It's 2023. Literally the only way you can blow up is TikTok.
Yeah.
Instagram and stuff, it's good and all, but you don't get as much as views. You get a decent amount of views.
No, I know what you mean too. And you know, it's interesting. It's interesting to like even interacting with the people that make the songs famous too, because in terms of Toronto TikTok, you know, you don't see like a lot of people like being famous off of that. I know I've actually interviewed one guy like a long time ago that you know was famous for the whole like good youths always doing do. It's like the whole like Toronto song like hole good youths always finish last. Like I could actually show you
Yeah,
right
I know
now.
what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, man. Nah, but it's like very like interesting too in that sense, you know, because when we like talk about like TikTok too, it's like knowing the right people to work with and like knowing the style and like everything else as well and all that, you know. So
Yeah, I know. So with like this whole TikTok thing, bro, it's that with Toronto, like you don't see like artists like blowing up from TikTok because our flows like these every single like Toronto flow is not the one where like you be seen on TikTok because these guys are like more like mellow or like really like upbeat gang vibes, you know? Like TikTok just kind of wants something like girls can shake ass to. Just that's about it. You just gotta have something like everyone can dance to, something that everyone hears and everyone's like, yo, this is hard.
nah, I know what you mean, man. Nah.
Like Lil Uzi knows how to do that shit, and Ali knows how to do that shit, Ice Spice knows how to do that shit. All these guys know how to do that stuff. I want to learn how to do that stuff.
Yeah, like I know nowadays too, like there are like past people that were like viral like off TikTok, but like now you don't like really like know them like anymore too. So like you know like the D'Amelio sisters and all that too, like they
Yeah,
actually
well, they don't say you don't know them. You just don't see them. Like they still average like 20 million views of video, like the simplest video. They get good amount of money, bro. They're like.
I can't find the TikTok right now.
I know
but
what you're talking about.
yeah.
The good use always
Yeah.
finish last shit. I know that.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
But now, like I interviewed the guy and like he talked about like the whole like creative process and like everything
Yeah.
like that too. So it's like very like interesting to see too. But like even in that question too, would you actually like tap in with a well-known creative or like well-known like artist like who's like viral on TikTok to make that song go viral or to like
Depends. If an artist fucks with me and they fuck with my flow, they'll do the feature. I'm not paying for the feature. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
understand some artists like, yo, if I'm going with some next mainstream artist and he wants me to pay him for his time, that is very well understandable.
Yeah.
Half of these guys that be in this city don't have much to do with their time, bro. You know what I mean? These
Yeah.
guys are not busy guys. These guys aren't like famous rappers like that to
Yeah.
be that busy for me to be like paying like fucking like $5,000 for a feature for like him
Yeah.
to spit like 30-second verse. You know,
Yeah.
no. I wouldn't do that, but only if I'll send you a track. If you fuck with it, hop on my
Yeah.
track.
Yeah,
You know,
most definitely.
I'll do it like
Yeah.
that, 100%. I would
Yeah.
love to do that.
Yeah,
I would love to build relationship. I don't like to really just pay someone to just give me a feature and they just give me a couple of views. I don't like that.
Nah, I know what you mean, man. And like it'll definitely like work on either way too. Like if you focus on your own and like grind out regardless either way as well. So yeah, man. Getting on to this next question right now. Like last year, I think maybe just like in the summertime, I think you like lost someone like a while back, which was like a friend of yours that passed away. I don't want to go into like further details and all that, but in that sense, like how did you deal with like the grief and like loss like at that time, especially like in tougher situations like that?
Yeah, honestly, bro, shit. Tough times, bro. They just go by. They go by. Honestly, you just gotta push through, and you're gonna be good. Like
Yeah.
that's all I could say.
Yeah.
That's
Now I know what you mean, man. And I know of some people, like I know, like in some situations too, like the amount of stuff going on in like Toronto, it's like getting wild nowadays. Like I know that you said you don't watch the like the news and all that, but like when you do go out, like let's say you're
yeah.
going to school,
I know what goes around in the city, right? I
yeah,
don't watch the news, but I
yeah,
know what goes around in the
yeah,
city pretty well. You
yeah.
know?
So like like the stuff going on in like some of these like high schools and all that, because like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like in high school, like there was like a shooting at like Weston just like a day ago and all
yeah.
that, and like I don't know if you know like the whole situation going on in like York Memo with like kids like fighting each other
Mm-hmm.
and all that type of stuff too, and like people beating up like TDC workers and all that. So like, how do you feel about like a lot of stuff going on from there
Yo,
nowadays?
the city is getting dangerous. Honestly, it's been dangerous. It's getting dangerous. It's all has to do with fucking drugs. I'm gonna tell you that. Everyone pops drugs and they just do things that they shouldn't be doing. And honestly, the best thing to do is stay safe, stay in your house. If you're in your car, lock
Yeah,
your car, just move protected.
yeah,
Just if you're going somewhere, look at the area before you go in.
yeah,
You're walking into somewhere, know where you're walking into. Because it's always like making a dumb mistake. Like I get it. At TTC, you can't really do much,
yeah,
right? That's like that's stuff that doesn't usually happen. Actually, it's been happening recently a lot. But
yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like stuff that like you can't control. Like, you know
yeah,
what I mean? If like your
yeah,
car like tire pops, so you can't control some
yeah,
stuff. But like when you're going into somewhere, like a lot of times these guys are
yeah,
getting set up. These guys are all like they
yeah,
all walk into a trap.
yeah,
It's not usually just like
yeah.
someone attacking them. It's they
Yeah.
usually they walk into the trap. You know what I
Most definitely.
mean?
And like it's crazy too because like especially like someone going to school like every other day, like you're going to school like 5 days a week, like Monday through Friday and all that, and you don't know what's gonna happen and all that. Like they require you to be at school to graduate and all that. So like even in situations like that, does it make you like less likely to go to school this much or
Yo, I'm
just
not gonna lie to you, bro. The only place I actually feel like pretty good at is school, bro. Like we're okay. We're a highly populated school. We're like 2,300
uh
kids. We're very highly populated,
uh
and like I roll with a lot of people. Like when I go out and shit, like it's a lot of people.
yeah,
And like the worst that could happen is like
like a
I
fight
don't
and
know,
all
like
that, yeah,
so a fight will break off
yeah,
or like someone will
yeah,
pull out a knife or something. But like it's not nah. School's very safe.
yeah,
Honestly, I love school.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
like
stick to education, honestly. That's just one
yeah,
thing I recommend to a lot of my like artists, like to a lot of the artists I talk to.
yeah,
Stick to education. Get your education while you're doing your whole music shit. You could
yeah,
definitely multitask both
yeah,
of them. When you realize your music shit's blowing up and you don't need education, put away the
yeah.
education.
Yeah, and almost definitely because like I've talked with like Biggie about this about like high school and all that. Like the idea of like educating yourself and like going to school and like learning, it's like very essential. But I think just like the lifestyle like in high school and all that because it's very different
It's an
than what.
experience.
Yeah,
It's an
like
experience. How
yeah,
can you not live your high school life because
yeah,
you just want to be a fucking rapper?
yeah. Nah, I know what you mean because like I've had like a very like good high school experience as well too. Like I've had no issues. Like others, like it might be like very different and all that. Like I've known people that only went to school once and like they never like went to school again. But it's like a whole different experience for people and all that. It's like knowing who to hang out with, like knowing like who's your people and all that too. Because you don't gotta be like friends with like everybody and all that too. Like you could be cool, but like I think it's like finding that proper
Yeah,
circle.
you know what high school, the thing is, high school is like it's like a battle royale, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's a free for all. So you basically, it's like they deploy you into this
yeah,
like school thing, and you're basically supposed to find your friend group or whatever.
yeah,
But with school, it's like nowadays everyone is like so like fake and stuff that you
yeah,
don't really want to be like fucking with people like that. You
yeah,
don't really want to be like people I be chilling outside of school is
yeah,
the same people I chill at school with. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And like when it's like lunchtime or when it's like whenever time that you have to go off school, I just go off with those guys. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I don't change groups.
yeah,
With high school, it's like that. It's like it's not like everyone comes together
yeah,
and whatever, you know?
yeah. And like most recently too, like they've changed like with the education and all that. Like I think they're teaching you like more so like on finance and everything like that. And
Yeah, yo, I'm taking like like 6 business courses next year.
true,
Next year I have like 6 business courses. I'm doing like so much business stuff because I'm
true,
studying
true,
business undergrad.
true,
And
true.
like, yo, like it's really good because with a business degree, bro, I'm studying marketing right now.
Yeah,
So like this shit helps me on my rap career too. You
yeah,
know, that's why I mean
yeah,
people need to take like I need education because you need
yeah.
to know how to market if you really want to
True,
put your
true,
shit out there.
true,
You
true.
know?
Yeah. Like, do they still do like the OSSLT and like the whole like community
Yeah,
hour
yeah, they
stuff?
do all that stuff. Yeah,
True.
yeah.
So like, how was like that vibe like taking that OSSLT and all that and like the whole like community hours type stuff? Like, is it?
I haven't done my community hours. And my OSSLT, I don't even remember. I think I just passed with like something. Because
Yeah,
those are things like they don't give you like a mark for it. So
yeah,
like I don't
yeah.
really do it.
Because like I've done my community hours like before, like in the past, like a very like long time ago and all that. Like I had like some community centers, but like some people will give you like community hours for free, just like doing nothing. Like if you're like at a mosque or if you're at a church and all that. Like let's say you're just doing like one minor thing, they'll give you like the amount of hours like needed, like, and it's just like the bare minimum and all that. So
Yeah. No, no, no.
uh,
Don't get it wrong though. I said stick to education and I said I
yeah,
stick to education, but
yeah,
like I didn't mean like I actually do schoolwork.
uh,
Like I go to school and all, like I get the experience
uh,
and I get some of the
mm,
education in, but like, I'm it's not like my main focus. I don't really like because I'm still young, bro. I
yeah.
still have so much time and shit. Like,
Nah, I know
but
what you mean, man. Nah, most definitely. And just getting on to like this whole aspect of like life and culture and all that, like music in 2023, like even like in the 2020s, it's like very different now. Like it went from like SoundCloud, like mumble rap, like X Juice, Trippy, to now it's like Young Boy, Dirk, and all those like other people and all that, where they're talking about like dissing the dead and smoking on such and such and all that. Like, how do you feel about that situation going
yeah,
on?
no,
Like,
I don't really diss people. I'm gonna be honest. Personally, I don't like talking on the dead, and also I don't just like to disrespect people in music because I feel like music is like so the type of music I usually like to make. It's not towards that. I don't really promote violence like that.
yeah,
If I really be throwing statements that are like violent statements, they're usually like directed at like just a person. Like I would just be like he or like never
yeah,
never never
yeah,
like never like actual name. But that's kind of what gets you famous.
yeah,
Honestly, when you talk on those people and you talk on the dead people and you talk shit on people, it
yeah,
gets you famous,
yeah,
honestly, whether people like it or not.
yeah,
When all these guys beef each other and you see them all through Instagram, we're the
yeah,
ones scrolling down, we're the ones like keeping up with everything. And the thing about that is like you're just like you see other people dissing everyone, so it makes everyone think that it's okay for them to do it too.
yeah,
But then everyone doesn't know the consequences come with that.
yeah, no,
If you
definitely.
keep dissing these guys and like this isn't just like music. What a lot of artists see it as is just music.
Yeah,
They're just saying, "Oh yeah, fuck, like I'm smoking this guy," but it's more than just that to the other side. That's someone's like brother, that's someone's son, that's someone's
yeah,
like.
yeah,
So I don't really talk about the dead. I
yeah,
feel like I feel like the dead should be respected.
yeah, most definitely. Do you feel like, in a sense, too, like even with that type of music, like it's like too toxic to like listen to, and like you'd have to like tune off like right away in that sense too, or like,
No, no, okay. I still listen to that shit. You know what I mean? Like I
yeah,
still bump the songs. I listen to everything, bro. I don't care what music it is. It could be a female rapper. It could be
yeah,
like this hood, that hood. I don't care, bro. Music
actually,
is music. Music is
yeah,
meant to be listened to and enjoyed. If
yeah,
it's good music, it's good music. I don't care
yeah,
if you're from fucking this side, the
yeah,
north side, the south
true,
side, the east side, the west side.
yeah,
Whatever side you're from, if
yeah,
you sound good, you sound good. If you
true.
don't, you don't.
Yeah, nah, most definitely. And I mean, like right now too, like there's other like genres like making a comeback, like hyperpop and all that, and like that whole like SoundCloud wave and all that. So like, do you also like kind of like rate those guys too?
Oh, the SoundCloud guys,
Yeah, like so
I,
Fago, Ken Carson, like Yeet, those people. And all.
I listen to Yeet here and there. Honestly, I'm pretty tapped in with a couple of those type like
Yeah,
styles. Honestly, but like SoundCloud has like had its time, you know?
yeah,
SoundCloud is like I feel like it's like going like downwards. I feel like it's
yeah,
dying down to a certain
yeah,
point where like artists aren't like mainly focused on releasing on SoundCloud and like with Yeet and stuff, I would really call them like TikTok artists.
yeah,
I would not call Yeet a SoundCloud artist. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Because he blew up because of TikTok.
yeah,
All these artists, even on SoundCloud, they're blowing up because of
yeah,
TikTok.
yeah. No, I
Lil
don't.
Pump and those guys are
Yeah,
having like comebacks. Have you seen that shit?
yeah,
They're like
like
I seen it on my feed. I was scrolling through and I seen like Lil Pump and Smoke Perp and all
yeah,
these guys like trying to do comebacks.
yeah, most
Their flows
definitely.
have not changed. These guys
Yeah.
are still stuck in
Yeah,
2016.
yeah, and I do feel like it's interesting too in a sense because like I think a lot of people like they're tired of the whole like Dirk and Young Boy and all that other type of stuff too. So like they want something that is like reminiscent of like 2016 too because I think like what 2016 you were like in middle school and all that or
I was like grade like six,
ah
seven.
shoot.
Yeah, but I was tapped in with all that shit, bro.
Yeah,
Just because I was grade six, don't think I wasn't tapped in, bro. I was
yeah,
tapped in with Lil
yeah,
Pump. I was bumping all the Smoke Perps.
yeah,
I always listen to Juice World. I still listen to Juice
yeah,
World. Rest in peace, Juice World.
yeah,
Honestly, SoundCloud times were crazy. I remember
yeah,
like, before 6ix9ine ratted and
yeah,
everything. Like that
yeah.
shit was insane,
Yeah,
bro.
because like I think like it created like a hype for people to tap in, and then there was like other people like in that realm too, like A Boogie, PNB, like RP and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That those times were just like music was just like developing to what it is right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Cause we have a lot of new artists like Nardo Wick. Nardo Wick is so hard, bro. Like
yeah,
I don't know how to like put this. I listen to
yeah,
Nardo Wick so often. I've been trying to tap in with his beats too, bro. But
yeah,
I can't really catch that vibe.
yeah.
I can't really
Yeah,
be
I
like
mean
rapping on that shit.
Jacksonville's like pretty dope too and all that. Like they have
Mhm.
like Fulio, Young and Ace, who's that other guy like J Dot Breezy, like all those other guys too. Like Spinna Benz, like I think like they've made that wave too. And like Fulio also talked about like on Jacksonville being like a baby Chicago and all that. So it's like very interesting too. But when but getting back onto it, like I think like when X and Juice died, like their sound just kind of died down in that sense too, to make room for people like Dirk and Baby and Young Boy and all those other people to get like on a mainstream level and all that. And I've noticed like the effect on like how it has like on people too, like people who were bumping like Pump and Juice World and X and Trippy. Now they're bumping like Young Boy and Dirk and talking about like spinning the block and all that.
Yeah, no, 100%. Cause I see that. I went from like 2016, me was listening to like Lil Pump, Smoke
Yeah,
Perp, 6ix9ine, I don't know, like all those guys, and now I'm
yeah,
like I'm really tapped in with Lil Durk. I
yeah,
love Durk. Durk is
mhm,
like one of the hardest artists out
yeah,
there. Honestly, with X dying, it really like it brought things down because
yeah,
X had a crazy fan base, bro.
yeah,
Like man's have to realize that X's fan base was insane. And then with Juice dying and X Juice's fan base is like it's like
yeah,
one of the most like insane fan bases out there, you
yeah,
know, and still to this day he's like averaging like what like 30 million monthly listeners,
yeah,
you know, and he's been dead for what 3 4 years
yeah,
now.
exactly.
So with all that being said, like literally SoundCloud was just depending on Lil Pump and Smoke Perp and they were just memes.
Yeah,
Like
uh,
there was nothing more to it.
yeah. No, I know what you mean, and I think just like even seeing that whole change drum too, it's like interesting too because like it changed people like in a lot of ways. I think some people do really want to get back into that vibe of like listening to Juice and X and all that. And like now they're like at international levels too, where they have like their own like documentaries and all that. So it's interesting to see.
Yeah, no, I still listen to that shit, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, but like the thing is, like when you don't get new music and it's all the same stuff, bro. Like Juice WRLD has a lot of songs, and like
Yeah,
I've been just tapped in with unreleased lately. Lately, I've been just listening to unreleased tracks because I'm done with like all the released ones. So like I'll be
true.
just trying to find unreleased tracks.
Yeah, nah, I know what you mean, man. Just getting back onto the topic right now too. So, do you have any like favorite like movies and like TV shows by any chance too, like aside from the music?
Honestly, I don't really watch movies and TV shows. Probably Family Guy. Honestly, I'll be watching Family Guy all the
Gotcha.
time when I'm just chilling, bro.
Yeah,
Like Fuck, Family Guy, like it's the most relatable shit, bro. It's like the realest thing you could watch.
True.
It makes the most amount of sense out of every show.
True. So you're like not big like on the TV like stuff nowadays. Like I
Not
know
really.
like
I
some
watch
people.
a lot of YouTube. I watch a
True.
lot of YouTube. I feel like it's quicker because with a TV show, it's like I'm decently busy. So you know when I watch a TV show, I gotta finish it. I can't put it away, and like it's not good, bro. I gotta switch off. You know.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, man. You know, this question might be like very interesting too because you're also a Persian as well. So like there's the situation going on like in Iran regarding like the Masa Amini protests. So
Yeah.
she recently got killed by the police, I think because of like taking off her hijab and all that. Like how do you feel about the situation going on, and if you ever feel that it changes your view on like how the current like government is like handling the country for a bit?
Honestly, yo, like, as a Persian man, like it's rough, you know, because I have a lot of family in the country, and like, you know, I'm in good contact with them. I always talk to them. You know, we hear a lot of stuff that happens. A couple of my family members got locked up and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of fucked up shit happens there, and right now it's just not a good time, and times will get better there. And you know, it's like the people just want their country back. You know, you can't argue with that. They just want to live the way they want to live, and they're tired of it.
Yeah, and almost definitely because like I know the old government too. Before like I think it was like very like neutral. Like you never heard.
But
Like,
we
a
had
lot-
a king
Oh yeah.
before we had a government, we had a king.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
So like now with this like new government and all that, like I think it's been like this since like a while. You know, with people being locked up, like having like a lot of like executions just for like overthrowing like the government and all that. Like going against like the government, like death penalties like all around too.
Yeah, this
You
has
know-
been like for like decades. Like
Aw.
I know this is like recent to like people, but like this has been going on for decades. Like as long as my parents were living, they remember all this stuff. Like
Yeah.
shit that happens in my country is like fucked up, bro. Like you come around here and you think like like you look around and you think things are rough and stuff. Like a lot of people think here is rough, bro. You go to these Middle Eastern countries, yo, shit is rough, bro. You see the shit kids going through, like in those countries. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, I had a pretty good childhood. I'm happy about my childhood. I'm not sad about the childhood I had, or I'm not like I missed out on a childhood. But like kids in my country or kids that are still my age in those Middle Eastern countries, like the lifestyle they get is like
Very different, yeah. No, I know what you
very,
mean.
very.
Yeah. And I noticed like even like in a situation like that where they had to kill like a woman because like she took off her job,
Well,
it's
that's been
yeah.
a rule for like 40 years
yeah.
now.
So it's wild.
Yeah.
Did you manage to like tap in with the protests like where they had like when they had
Yeah,
it in
yeah.
Toronto?
I tapped in with a lot of them. Honestly, yo, man's all like ski masked up.
Yeah.
Everyone flags up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we had everyone just hopping out the cars and shit. You know, we're all there. We're always.
Yeah, most definitely because like it was like the equivalent of like what happened like 2 years ago with like Palestine and all that. Like if you like went to like Nathan Phillips Square like 2 years ago, like you'd see like a lot of like Palestinians and like other like Arab folk going against like the Jewish people like all around and all that, and like the Israelis and all that. So it's like very interesting too. But I think with this one, it's like more so people like dedicated with their country and all that, like going all over the streets. Like they're having like protests like almost like every other weekend and all that, to speak more on the situation. So, it's a very good cause to even speak on it, to even understand like what's going on. And like I think people are learning more like nowadays in that sense, so
Yeah, no, honestly, the thing is, I'm kind of pissed at media for the amount that this is actually being like spread, because it's a big problem, and I understand a lot of other countries go through a lot of big problems, but a lot of other countries get a lot of more notice for the problems that they go through compared to my country. My country hasn't been like treated fairly compared to like, I don't know, all these problems that have been going on. Like let's say simplest stuff happen. They make a whole movement, they start everything, everyone starts funding, but like when like all this is happening, everyone just reposts a 1-2 story and just
because like I know like Al Jazeera, like they'll talk about it. I've never heard it from like the mainstream ones like CNN and like ABC, BBC.
That's my point. It's all because of connection, bro. So all has to do with the governments and stuff.
Because like you'll have like a 2-week run of like the Queen passing away too, because like when the Queen died, like it was just like all over the news, and like the whole like Meghan and like Harry like situation too. It was like
that was on the news more than my country. That's my point. That's where I was coming from. That is on the news more than like millions of people dying.
And
you know what I mean?
I know, like right now too, like they're speaking more on the Turkey situation with the people passing away because of the earthquake too. So it's
Yeah.
kind of interesting to like how they're trying to improve and speaking more on like issues going on like in the Middle East too. But like it should have been done like when all these other situations would have happened, like even like starting like after like 9/11 and all that, you know, like when like certain countries were being bombed for no reason and all that, and a lot of like invasions and all that type of stuff, you know. So yeah, it's a lot to
It's
like
it's
unpack.
it's a tough topic,
Yeah.
honestly.
Nah, I know what you mean, man. But on a lighter note too, how do you feel about the recent situation with John Tory going on?
Which one?
So John Tory actually resigned just recently because there was like reports of him like having like an infidelity with another person. So like he was with like a staffer like in the city and all that. So he cheated like on his wife and all that. So like he talked about him having an affair.
I did not know that, but
Like it was like in the news recently too. Like if you watched CB24, like he said like, "Hey, I'm going to resign. Like this is the situation and all that." And like they just talked about it like throughout the week, you know. So like this,
that is mad.
yeah,
John Tory's a demon.
yeah. So
He's a
yo,
guy.
and this is like your first time hearing that John Tory is resigning because of his infidelity and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I did not know that. I didn't know that was the reason. I heard that he's resigning, but I didn't know that's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah, but they kind of found it, and you know, like there was like even like a clip like on the news of like people like throwing eggs like at his window and all that. So it's like,
Kid, that's a little too much. Like, he cheated on his wife. Why are people mad?
so the people around, it's like because like with the situations going on with the homelessness, like in the city and like the warming centers and all that type of stuff too, and a lot to unpack. Like if you like noticed his career from the time he got elected to like now, it's a lot to unpack. And we could even explain it like later on too. But yeah, like
Yeah,
one
I
of
don't know much about politics, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
the
I'm not at that age of my
yeah.
like where I know much about
Yeah.
politics, so I can't really speak on that.
Nah, I know what you mean, man. But nah, it's like very crazy too and all that. So it's like, yeah, man. So like with YouTube, like what are you like tapping into nowadays? Just like music videos or
Yo,
like,
I be watching a lot of music videos. Honestly, I be getting ideas and shit. All the
yeah,
music videos are starting to look the same. I just go on like
yeah,
6 Plus premieres and like go through all these Toronto
yeah,
pages, see what other
yeah,
artists are putting out there.
yeah,
I really do be tapping in with like almost every single music video that they start posting.
yeah,
I just check them out and like honestly, I don't see much like variety and like
yeah,
a lot of things that I'm really like tapping into, but I
yeah,
really check out most things. But other than music videos, I used to be chilling on YouTube, bro.
true,
Fucking
yeah,
anything,
yeah,
just watching
yeah.
anything.
I know what you mean too, because I know like with the Toronto stuff, there's like, you know, Rock Boy Ninja, We Love Hip Hop, like all those other people too, and then you have your music videos with your artists. Like I've noticed, like you know, even the directors are getting like a lot of like clout nowadays too. Like as you said, like Macadelic and like also like Jules Lilo, Orazio, like all those other guys too. It's interesting to see like a lot of like similarities and like styles that they have like for the music videos and all that. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nah. Honestly, we have a lot of talent in the city, but I feel like since money is an issue in the city between artists and producers and engineers, things aren't being produced properly.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is like, let's say, let's say there's a cameraman, right?
Yeah.
Where he does very good. He does edits too. He does
Yeah.
music videos for $4,000. Okay,
Yeah.
for example, he goes to an
Yeah.
artist, comes to him, a big artist, gives him $4,000. He
Yeah.
shoots a video.
Yeah.
He gives him something super sick.
Yeah.
Then five like average artists go to him and he gives all those five artists the
Yeah.
same looking music video.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all the same fonts.
Yeah.
Every single music video I see by the same like videographer. I get like everyone has their own style,
Yeah.
but like everyone's doing the same thing, bro. With like music videos,
Yeah.
everything's the same. It's all the same fonts,
Yeah.
the red LEDs and shit. You know,
Like the video models and all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
too.
Everyone in their
And,
hood,
like,
fucking
and
everyone's
the exotic cars and all that.
exactly. And there's
Yeah.
like one or two girls there, just fucking
Yeah.
just big bands.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like I get every music video has
Yeah.
thing, but like if you mans want to actually like go far with music videos, one guy that I seen really been doing good music videos is The Crook. He started doing these like music videos where they're like it's like a story, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he has like a music video where he's like kicking into someone's trap or
Yeah.
something. You know, that gets views. That's
Yeah.
what people want to see. People want to look at the
Yeah.
screen and just keep looking and
Yeah,
understand what's happening.
exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
not just all around the place going left, right, left, right. You know,
Nah, I know what you mean, man. Nah, it's very interesting too because when I look at American music videos too, it's like very crazy because they kind of have it like in a unique setting and all that. Like I think like with the budget and everything like that, and it's more accessible too. Like some people like they'll do like random music videos like going at a fast food restaurant and like eating food and all that, or them being like a mailman, or like the baby's music video like Shug,
Mhm.
like he was like a mailman, like in that sense too, like he was just like throwing like letters and stuff
you know,
like
yeah,
that.
simplest stuff, bro. You don't have to put in a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Like half of these warehouses are like pay like $300 for like an hour, bro.
And-
Like it's not much
and pe-
for someone that's
yeah.
shooting a whole music video. You're putting in like 5,000 for your
Yeah.
whole cameraman and everything,
Yeah,
bro. You might
exactly.
as well put in some
And
more money.
I've never seen a Toronto artist do like a music video that's like similar to like the baby or like another American artist, Like when you
That's
see
my
like
point.
some of them, like it's like very like interesting too. Like they're having fun with it, like they're being creative, they're doing whatever. But like when you see like a Toronto music video, it's like,
It's
like
all
10
the hood. It's just 40
Exactly,
guys that
bro.
are ski masked up in the
Yeah.
same clothes.
And,
Everyone has
yeah.
their Nike tracksuits on
Yeah.
with their Montclair jackets, and everyone just
Yeah.
throwing their gang signs.
Yeah.
My point is, bro, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do something different. Like I'm trying to shoot a whole music video. It's called. I have a song coming. It's called Movie. I'm trying to shoot a music video in like a 1990s like theme, like neon lighting type thing. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to
Yeah.
have like an old car with like an old vibe, with like an old theme.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to really like theme out
Yeah.
these music videos. That's why I haven't been posting. I have one music video right now up for draft. For a track called Russian Cream that I recorded at Major Music. We
Oh,
got a
sure.
couple shots there at Major Music, and it's like a more mellow
Yeah.
type track. So like we were trying to do like a vintage vibe, you know?
Yeah.
So everything I'm trying to go with is like it has its own vibe to it. One has a neon
Yeah.
vibe, one has like a
Yeah.
vintage vibe. Everyone needs to understand this too, that everything needs a vibe. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
exactly,
People
man.
need to catch the vibe of your song. If
Yeah.
your music is like a mellow vibe, the music should be mellow vibe. It shouldn't be
Yeah.
you and your boys throwing down the set. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? If you're
Nah.
singing on the song, don't do like some like mod hype shit.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, man. Just to kind of finish off soon. I usually like incorporate this for every artist, like starting this year, to get the audience to, like know more about you and all that. So like name like free songs like in your catalog that you would recommend for any person or anyone else that has like not heard about you before or that would like to know more from you in that sense.
Release or unreleased?
I'd say released right now because like the unreleased stuff, like I think they'll have to check out like once it's already dropped.
Yeah. So honestly, yo, for release stuff, I would say my best work would be probably Same Side. Same Side was one of the bangers, bro. Tap in with Hunnits, man. Honestly, tap in with Friendly. Friendly was a banger. Honestly, I have more good shit coming up compared to like release stuff. I have a lot of unreleased stuff coming up. So just tap in and just be patient with the movement. Honestly, I have big stuff coming up this year. Big moves, very big moves.
I know what you mean, man. And aside from your music video coming up, and aside from you like working with like the Vancouver artists and like everything else that's going on, what's next for you in terms of like any other creative stuff going on or like so forth?
Honestly, with the TikTok shit, I'm just trying to blow up with TikTok. Honestly, I've been just focusing on improving my sound and trying to click into a type of music where it's like, you could dance to it. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Cause I'd be releasing music that like sometimes I'd be releasing some hype stuff for like the mandem and like people to just bump in the car and shit. Then sometimes I'd be just bumping like a mellow vibe, and now I'm trying to just get into like a
Yeah.
I don't know, more like a lot more catchy hooks,
Yeah.
a lot more catchy verses, a lot more
Yeah.
catchy beats.
Yeah. I know
Just
what
trying
you
to
mean.
have something stuck in your head all day. You hear it one time, you can't get it out of your
Yeah.
head.
I know what you mean. And you don't have like any regrets or anything like that? Or like
What do you mean?
usually like I'll ask like at the end, like around that end, like if you have like any regrets or you have like no regrets, like in that sense. Just like in general,
For music,
just for anything.
honestly, I regret not releasing music when I should have.
Oh,
Because
true.
I started making music when my homie, we started in 20 maybe like 18. think 2018, 2019, we made our first track. And if I kind of took music a lot more serious at that time, and if I like my voice wasn't as developed, so I was like 12, 13 years
Yeah.
old at this time. So I was like pretty like squeaking at that time.
True.
So
Uh-huh.
like basically
Yeah.
I wish I started music earlier.
I know
I
what you-
wish, because I used to play piano, but I never like got into sitting down writing music. And I wish I learned how to play the guitar.
Yeah.
I regret not learning how to play the
Yeah.
guitar.
I mean, there's always like something for anyone, you know, like there's always like a first for something. I'd recommend it to like, you know, just before we end off, like I recommend, you know, like taking like lessons too, like, or even tapping in with someone that's like very experienced too. Like there's like artists like outside of that whole Toronto street rap that do make a lot of like unique, more soulful music that are either like doing guitar work or piano work and all that, or like all that type of stuff. And like they'll teach you the ropes, like in that sense too. Like aside from like even taking like guitar lessons or piano lessons, there's Toronto artists that could actually like help you in that sense to mold you like into that craft you want to
Mhm.
do. And the guitar or like the ukulele and everything like that, it's like very vital like either way, you know. So
Yeah, no, I just want to be able to play an
yeah,
instrument. I can play the piano, but like I haven't really tried like making beats and shit.
Yeah.
I started doing some like producing and shit. I started
true.
like mixing, mastering my own vocals.
Yeah.
Try to do that at home. It's pretty hard, honestly. Trying to trying to learn.
Yeah, most definitely, man. And do you have any like closing remarks?
Honestly, just tap in with the movement, man. Everyone should tap in with the movement. Just get ready. We're gonna have a lot of shit going on 2023. We're gonna take over.
All right, man. Ma, you know, thank you for coming by, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, most definitely, man. So basically, this podcast will be dropping on all platforms soon. It'll be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, as well as YouTube as well too. Like, definitely tap in when it gets released too. For Apple Podcasts, like usually they'll have a review thing too. So if you want to submit a review or if you check it out from there, like submit your reviews either way too. And you know, once it gets released, it's gonna be out like on all streaming platforms, like as mentioned too. And you know, this is Josh, also known as Yashu, with MA, signing off.